morning, this is Cecilia reporting from New England Live. As a result of the British victory in the French and Indian War, France was effectively expelled from the New World. The Stamp Act is a new law that required all colonist residents to pay a stamp on the brittle every printed paper, including legal documentation and car. Many colonists thought the tax was unfair.
Massacre. The fatal incident happened on March 5th of 1776 and started to throw stuff and give insults to the soldiers. Americans named it the Boston Massacre to show everyone the dangers of having troops stationed among colonists.
Good morning, this is James reporting from New England Live. Things are tense here in Boston and all of us are feeling good now because of the Boston Tea Party. What was success? First, they dressed in Native American costumes, and as they secretly got on East India Company ships filled with chests full of tea. Next, they dumped it all into the Boston Harbor and ruined the tea. I don't think England's giving us any more taxes.
That one, especially. The colonists are trying to gain support, mostly while the British are trying to prevent it, but the British are kind of failing because a while ago they shot and killed 5 people. But the Brits, they are this massive empire, and they kind of are separated and can't control everything at once, while the colonists can focus everything on propaganda.
The Olive Branch Petition. This is the last attempt to stop the colonies from going into war with England. The document was earlier months has been presented to the king, but has been rejected. And today is our last attempt, and if it is denied by the king, it will be war.
Hello, this is Emily from New England Live. I'm here live at Boston Harbor, where there are people protesting about Continental Congress. These people say that they call themselves Sons of Liberty, and they are holding up signs that say we shouldn't pay taxes.
Need for taxes. After the Stamp Act crisis, Parliament passed a set of laws in 1767 that came to known as the Townshend Acts.
Good morning, this is Brianna reporting for New England Live on the Continental Army. The Continental Army was formed after an outbreak of the American Revolutionary War by the colonies that became the United States of America. It was created to coordinate the military efforts of the 13 colonies in their revolt against the rule of Great Britain.
Right from New England Live here, and I want to address that we need some volunteers to help in the fight against Britain. That's about it. And then you can just help the colonies survive the endless onslaught of the British. Over to you, Hayden.
Good morning, this is Hayden reporting from New England Live here in Massachusetts. Today we're going to be talking about the Minutemen, the first to arrive or awaited battle. Minutemen were members of a well-prepared militia companies or selected men from the American colonies during the Revolutionary War.
Were office holders and had to stay loyal or would lose their positions. Still others accepted Britain to win the war and wanted to gain favor with Britain.
American Revolution. I'm Julie Waldron reporting on New England Live. When the Patriots declared the United States of America an independent nation, their rebellion is based on the political philosophy of republicanism, which is expressed by spokesmen such as Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Thomas Paine.
Few shots were fired. No one really knows who fired the first shot, but a lot more followed it. The battle began on April 19th, and the militia was clearly outnumbered.
Welcome to New England Live. I have currently interviewed Thomas Paine about his pamphlet, Common Sense. Thomas Paine's pamphlet has inspired the 13 colonies to go against Britain for their independence. The pamphlet explains our need for immediate independence and the advantages of independence.
War was fired. It's referred to as a shot heard around the world. It occurred at the North Bridge in Concord, Massachusetts. This was the shot that started the Revolutionary War. The Redcoats, militia, and 370 Minutemen are now fighting for independence in the United States.
Live. I'm here near Breeds Hill where things are not good. People are dying, killing, we are fighting those bloody Redcoats. The Patriots are heading into the Redcoats, and hopefully they do surrender. Colonel William Prescott is leading our men into battle. As you can see, William is telling his men to build fortification out of dirt and other earthen materials. Before the battle began, I was able to talk to some of the scouts scouting on buildings near Breeds Hill, and they say this will be a tough battle. Now, with our men low on ammo and low on weaponry, they are taking off their bayonets of their rifles and using hand-to-hand combat on these Redcoats. Excuse me now, I got to go fight!
Back
Back in America, the colonists dressed up as Indians and dumped all the tea into the Boston Harbor, which made King George really mad. I think that he's going to kill a lot more people. Back to you, Jesse.
Okay. Jefferson and his friend James Madison started a party called the Democratic Republican Party. The party helped with independence.
Jefferson was selected to actually write the draft documents. John Hancock, the President of the Congress, was the first to sign the Declaration of Independence. Hancock remarked that he wrote his name large enough for King George to read without his glasses.
England Live. Today the preamble has been written and it reduces power coming from all of the other branches of the government. So each branch.
This is Lindsay reporting to you from New England Live. George Mason has been working hard in his office being the primary author of the Declaration of Rights. This document is expected to hopefully later influence documents in the future.
Reporting live here to tell you about the Resolution of Independence. It declares that the colonies are free independent states with full power to make war. It stated that all of the colonies would get freedom and rights as the other colonies would. People such as
I'm reporting on the list of grievances. These are complaints about King George III. One, he was treating colonists lesser citizens than the people of England. 2, the king didn't do anything about their complaints. And you all know taxation without representation was one of the grievances.